Welcome to the War of Ideas podcast. Back again, and I'm going to talk about something a little different. What I will be talking about is, are we here on Earth in the current year? Are we here by chance? And what are the odds that we ended up here? That question doesn't really have a good answer. And it's not the question we should be asking ourselves. Alright, so a lot of people, when faced with the idea that it's just luck that they happen to be alive right now, that the human race happens to be on this planet right now, that the sun is a nice distance away, a lot of people don't believe this could happen by pure luck. And they might be right, and they're probably wrong. But they might be right. How can we have such a perfect planet that seems like it was made just for us, with a nice warm sun nearby, and the nice eye candy that the moon brings us at night? We even have the moon. That one, it's just one extra nice shiny object in the sky that you only see at night, and it looks so nice. How can all of this come together and be here for us by chance? How are we the perfect distance away to be at the perfect temperature here on Earth? How do we have all the water we need to survive? Well, first off, the Earth is not made for us. This is the main idea here. The Earth is not made for us. We are the ones that are made for the Earth. Beginning with the first living things on this planet that ever came to exist, everything that survived and continued on was better suited for living in the conditions that they were already in. Everything that can adapt to the conditions that were on Earth at the time tended to reproduce and grow their population. And humans are no different. We're able to live on Earth not because the sun keeps it at a perfect temperature ranging in the suitable levels of a human being from 0 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius for the most part, for most of the year in most places. It's been like that for a very long time. And humans adapted to that temperature. The temperature doesn't exist to help us thrive. Our bodies have constructed themselves in a way over the course of human civilization to be able to withstand that temperature and to be able to thrive in that temperature. Alright, moving on from how do we have the perfect planet, let's go to what are the odds we ended up here out of anywhere else in the universe? Well, before we even get into the odds, let me tell you they don't matter. And also, I don't know the odds of that. And I don't think anybody else does either. But I do know the odds of shuffling a deck of cards in one specific order. I'm sure a lot of other people know it too. What are the odds you shuffle a deck of cards in a certain order? Well, it's 52 factorial, because there are 52 cards in the deck. That's a big number. It is 8 times 10 to the 67th power. I won't get into exactly how big that number really is or how you can visualize it, except I will tell you that there are about 1 times 10 to the 50th power atoms on Earth. And now that you know how big of a number 52 factorial is, you must also realize every single time you deal those cards, that 1 in 52 factorial chance of that order coming up happens. Astronomical odds come to light every time you shuffle and deal those cards. Now, yes, no one can predict the exact order of those cards. That is why you also don't win the lottery. But I hope you guys see here that these astronomical odds still happen because one of those patterns have to happen. There's a 100% chance that you roll the dice, that you deal those cards. So there's one pattern that's gonna come up, no matter what. No matter how low the odds of getting a specific one up, there will be a specific one that comes up. Now think about that in terms of where we are in the universe, where we are on Earth. Sure, we're here right now in what seems like amazing luck, that we're the perfect distance away from the sun. Seems like it was made just for us, doesn't it? But you have to think about the negative space of this argument. Because if we weren't the perfect distance from the sun, we wouldn't be here talking about this. Just like if you don't deal cards, you'll never get a pattern. But once you do deal the cards, once we are alive and able to discuss this topic, you already know that we are a good distance from the sun. And once you deal the cards, you know that 1 in 52 factorial chance of getting that pattern is gonna come up, because it can be any pattern, because we could have landed on any rock in the universe that's this close to a star. And if we were on another one across the universe from where we are now, we would be talking about the same thing. Why are we here? Why are we at this point in the universe? What about the other point? How lucky are we to be alive? The fact that we're alive and talking about this in the first place means the cards have been dealt. And some pattern has to emerge when the cards are dealt. And when you use this analogy for our place on Earth, we don't know what the other patterns of the cards look like. We don't know how many there could be. We can guess it's on the order of magnitude that's close to 52 factorial, but we don't know what the other patterns would look like. We only know one order of those cards. We can only guess at what the other orders would look like. How can we know that we're incredibly lucky to be here if we don't know what it would look like if it were unlucky, or if it were average luck, or if it didn't require any luck? If we don't know what the other possible outcomes look like, then we can't consider ourselves lucky. We just know the cards had to be dealt, and we could have existed on any of those 52 factorial possibilities, or maybe only 52 factorial minus 100, Maybe there'd only be 100 possibilities out of the 10 to the 68th power, or whatever power it is, that we don't exist. Maybe the odds are much smaller that we would exist. We don't know. So we don't know if we're lucky or not. And another thing to think about, while this is all going on, is that time passes by pretty quickly when you're not alive. I mean, it doesn't in reality, but to you, time only started the second that you were born. For all you care, the entire universe existed for less than 1 second before you came into existence. And a lot of things that have a low chance of happening, that chance goes from low to high when you factor in that you can wait an infinite amount of time, or let's just say 1 billion years. Maybe we were unlucky to not have been born 200 million years before we actually were. We'd have an extra 200 million years to evolve and get ready before the sun dies out. But nope, we had to wait. We had to wait until this moment in the universe. And it's yet to be seen if there's anything special about this moment in time, besides ourselves being here.